The door slammed shut with a thunderous crack that echoed through the quiet streets of Willow Creek, Nebraska, shattering Alex Thompson's world in an instant. At just 19, he stood on the porch of his childhood home, backpack slung over one shoulder, tears stinging his eyes as his father's voice roared from inside. "You're no son of mine." The betrayal cut deeper than any knife. A raw wound from the people who were supposed to love him unconditionally, all because he had mustered the courage to reveal his truth. He was gay. In the dim glow of the street lamp, Alex stumbled down the steps, his heart pounding like a war drum. He had imagined this moment 1,000 times, but nothing prepared him for the cold finality of it. His mother, usually the softer voice in their conservative household, had stood silent in the hallway, her eyes averted, clutching her cross necklace as if it could ward off the sin she believed he embodied. Willow Creek was a small town, nestled in the heart of America's Midwest, where cornfields stretched endlessly under vast blue skies, and traditions ran as deep as the roots of the old oak trees lining Main Street. Families like the Thompson's father, a stoic farmer, his mother a devoted church volunteer, clung to values passed down through generations, values that left no room for someone like Alex. He walked aimlessly that night, the gravel crunching under his sneakers, until exhaustion forced him to collapse on a bench in the town park. The stars above seemed indifferent to his pain, twinkling as if mocking his isolation. But amid the despair, a spark ignited a fierce determination to not let this define him as broken. He would rise, he vowed silently, and show them what resilience looked like. Little did he know, this vow would lead him on a path of profound transformation, laced with unexpected love and unyielding strength. The next morning, Alex woke to the chirp of birds and the rumble of his empty stomach. He had $50 in his pocket, a high school diploma, and a burning need to survive. Hitchhiking to Lincoln, the state capital, an hour away, he found temporary refuge in a youth shelter run by an LGBTQ+ support group. The place was a haven of mismatched furniture and warm smiles, where stories like his were all too common. There, he met Maria Gonzalez, a counselor with a no-nonsense attitude and a heart of gold. "Kid, you've got fire in your eyes," she said, handing him a cup of coffee. "Use it to build something better." Maria helped him secure a job at a local coffee shop, where he poured lattes and dreamed of more. Days blurred into weeks as Alex saved every penny, attending community college classes at night to study architecture, a passion sparked by childhood sketches of dream homes in his notebook. The city buzzed with life, a stark contrast to Willow Creek's sleepy rhythm, offering glimpses of freedom he had never known. Pride flags waved from apartment balconies, and couples of all kinds walked hand in hand without fear. It was during one of those evening classes that Alex first noticed Jordan Lee. Jordan was a transfer student from California, with curly black hair that framed his face like a halo and eyes that sparkled with quiet intensity. He sat across the lecture hall, sketching intricate designs that blended modern lines with natural elements. Their eyes met during a group project on sustainable housing, and something electric passed between them. "Your ideas are bold," Jordan said after class, his voice soft yet confident. "Like you're building worlds no one else sees." Their conversation started innocently debating blueprints over cheap pizza but soon deepened into shared vulnerabilities. Jordan confessed his own struggles, growing up in a foster system that bounced him between homes, never quite fitting in until he embraced his identity as a gay man and an artist. Alex opened up about the night he was cast out, the pain still fresh like an open sore. "They didn't just kick me out," he whispered one night under the city lights. "They erased me." Jordan's hand found his, a simple touch that ignited a warmth Alex had long forgotten. As months turned to a year, their bond grew into a tender romance. stolen kisses in hidden parks, late-night drives along the Platte River, where they dreamed of futures intertwined. Jordan's art captured Alex's spirit portraits of a young man rising from ashes, symbols of rebirth. But beneath the joy, Alex carried a shadow, the unresolved ache of his family's rejection. Letters sent home went unanswered. Calls were met with silence. It fueled him, though, pushing him to excel. He graduated with honors, landing an internship at a firm specializing in eco-friendly homes. Yet, the pull of Willow Creek lingered. Not for reconciliation, but for closure. Why go back? Jordan asked one evening, as they lay tangled in sheets in their tiny apartment. They don't deserve you. Alex stared at the ceiling, his jaw set. It's not for them. It's for me. To prove I don't need their approval to thrive. The decision crystallized on a crisp autumn day. Alex discovered a plot of land for sale right next to his parents' property. It was overgrown with weeds, forgotten by time, but it called to him like destiny. With savings and a small loan, he bought it. Jordan, ever supportive, quit his job to join the adventure, turning their dreams into plans. They returned to Willow Creek, renting a trailer while construction began. Word spread like wildfire through the town. Neighbors whispered as excavators dug foundations, watching Alex hammer nails with unflinching resolve. His parents' house stood sentinel, windows curtained, no acknowledgement of the sun laboring mere yards away. The tension was palpable, a silent storm brewing. One evening, as dusk fell, Alex's father emerged, tools in hand, fixing a fence. Their eyes locked across the divide, but no words passed. The air crackled with unspoken fury and regret. Jordan became Alex's anchor amid the emotional turbulence. Their love deepened in the chaos, shared sunrises over blueprints, laughter echoing as they painted walls. But challenges mounted, permits delayed by small-town bureaucracy, whispers of unnatural from church folk. Alex's resolve hardened. This house wasn't just shelter, it was a statement of defiance and self-worth. As winter approached, the structure took shape, a sleek, solar-powered home with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the fields. Inside, it held spaces for art studios and gardens, symbols of the life they were forging. Yet, the proximity to his past gnawed at Alex. Nightmares revisited that fateful door slam, waking him in sweats. Jordan held him through it all, whispering affirmations of love that mended invisible fractures. One stormy night, as rain pelted the half-finished roof, Alex confronted his demons. I thought building here would heal me, he admitted to Jordan, voice breaking. But it just reminds me of what I lost. Jordan pulled him close. You're not losing anymore. You're gaining us. In that embrace, Alex found the courage to press on, transforming pain into purpose. By spring, the house stood completely a beacon of modernity amid the rustic landscape. Friends from Lincoln came for a housewarming, filling the air with joy and acceptance. Laughter drowned out the silence from next door. Alex gazed at his creation, a swell of pride eclipsing the hurt. He had built more than walls. He had rebuilt himself. But the story was far from over. Whispers of change rippled through Willow Creek. A young neighbor, inspired by Alex's courage, came out to his family. Support groups formed, challenging old prejudices. Alex's act of quiet rebellion sparked a subtle revolution, proving that one person's stand could echo far. Yet, true to his vow, Alex never spoke to his parents again. Their paths crossed in town nods at the grocery store, averted glances at community events, but words remained unspoken. It was a boundary born of self-preservation, a testament to the boundaries we set to protect our hearts. Jordan and Alex's love flourished in their new home. They adopted a dog, planted a garden, hosted gatherings that celebrated diversity. Alex's architecture career took off, designing inclusive spaces across the Midwest. Jordan's art gained recognition, pieces telling stories of queer resilience. In quiet moments, Alex reflected on the journey. The rejection that once threatened to destroy him had forged unbreakable strength. He had learned that family isn't always blood, it's the chosen bonds that nurture the soul. And in that truth lay the deepest humanity, the power to rise, love fiercely, and redefine home on one's own terms. The house stood as a silent sentinel, its modern lines cutting sharply against the timeless backdrop of Nebraska's rolling plains. Alex and Jordan moved in on a sun-drenched May morning, the air alive with the scent of fresh-cut grass and blooming lilacs. Boxes piled high in the living room, each one a chapter of their shared life unfolding. As they unpacked, Jordan hung his latest painting, a swirling abstract of blues and golds, representing renewal above the fireplace. "This is us," he said, wrapping his arms around Alex from behind. Unbreakable. Life in Willow Creek settled into a rhythm, but the shadow of the neighboring house loomed large. Alex's parents, Harold and Evelyn Thompson, carried on as if nothing had changed. Harold tended his vegetable garden with the same methodical precision. Evelyn baked pies for church bake sales. From his kitchen window, Alex could see them moving like ghosts in their routine, a painful reminder of what once was. He resisted the urge to bridge the gap, honoring the vow that protected his fragile peace. Work became Alex's refuge. His internship evolved into a full-time position at Green Horizons Architects in Lincoln, where he specialized in sustainable designs for underserved communities. Commutes were long, but rewarding projects that turned abandoned lots into vibrant homes, much like his own. Colleagues admired his drive, unaware of the personal fire fueling it. "You've got a gift for turning pain into beauty," his mentor, Dr. Elena Ramirez, once remarked during a site visit. Jordan, meanwhile, set up a studio in the sunroom, his canvases exploding with color. He taught art classes at the local community center, drawing in kids from all walks of life. One student, a shy teenager named Riley, confided in him about questioning their identity. "Seeing you and Alex, it gives me hope," Riley whispered. Jordan shared the moment with Alex that evening, their dinner conversation turning to the ripple effects of their visibility. "We're not just living for us anymore," Alex realized, a swell of purpose warming his chest. But tension simmered beneath the surface. One afternoon, as Alex mowed the lawn, Harold approached the property line, hedge clippers in hand. The two men worked in parallel silence, the whir of blades the only sound. Alex's heart raced, memories flooding back, childhood fishing trips, Harold's gruff lessons on hard work. He wanted to scream, to demand why love had conditions. Instead, he finished and walked away, the divide intact. Jordan noticed the toll. "You're carrying this like a weight," he said one night, as they sat on the porch watching fireflies dance. "Maybe talking could help." Alex shook his head fiercely. "They made their choice. I made mine." Their discussion turned heated, exposing cracks in their harmony. Jordan, shaped by his own losses, pushed for forgiveness. Alex clung to righteous anger. It was their first real fight, ending in tears and reconciliation under the stars. "I love you enough for a lifetime," Jordan murmured, pulling Alex close. In that vulnerability, their bond strengthened, a reminder that love required navigating storms. Summer brought festivals to Willow Creek, the county fair, with its Ferris wheel lights and cotton candy scents. Alex and Jordan attended hand in hand, a bold statement in a town still grappling with change. Whispers followed them, but so did nods of quiet support. At the art booth, Jordan sold pieces inspired by their story, donating proceeds to LGBTQ+ charities. An elderly couple approached, the woman saying softly, "My grandson. He's like you. Thank you for showing it's possible." The moment choked Alex, a glimpse of the humanity bridging divides. Yet, drama escalated when Evelyn showed up at their door one rainy evening. She stood drenched, clutching a photo album. "Alex," she began, voice trembling. I miss you." The words hung heavy, stirring a whirlwind inside him. Part of him yearned to invite her in, to heal the rift. But memories of that night, the slammed door, the silence fortified his resolve. "You had your chance," he said quietly, closing the door. She left without protest, the encounter leaving Alex shaken. Jordan held him as he wept, the release cathartic. "You did what you needed," Jordan assured. From then on, Alex channeled the emotion into advocacy. He spoke at local events, sharing his story to empower others. "Rejection doesn't define you," he told audiences. "Your worth is inherent." The speeches connected deeply, drawing letters from strangers who found solace in his words. As fall painted the leaves in fiery hues, their home became a gathering place. Friends visited, turning weekends into celebrations of chosen family. Maria from the shelter came, toasting to Alex's growth. From that scared kid to this. Inspiring. Laughter filled the rooms, banishing lingering ghosts. But fate tested them further. Jordan received news of a gallery show in New York, a dream opportunity. "It's just a month," he said, excitement mingling with apprehension. Alex encouraged him, masking his fear of solitude. With Jordan gone, the silence amplified. Nights alone, Alex wandered the yard, staring at his parents' lit windows. Doubt crept in. Was his vow a cage? One evening, a storm knocked out power, plunging the neighborhood into darkness. Candles flickered as Alex sat by the window, watching Harold struggle with a generator. Instinct urged him to help, but he stayed put. The next day, a thank you note appeared in his mailbox and signed, but in Evelyn's handwriting. It read, "For the light you bring." Ambiguous, it stirred complex emotions. Jordan's return brought joy and renewal. He burst through the door with tales of the city, a contract in hand. "We're going places," he beamed. Their reunion was passionate, reaffirming their commitment. "I miss Thesis," Alex confessed. Winter blanketed Willow Creek in snow, holidays approaching with bittersweet nostalgia. Alex and Jordan created new traditions, decorating a tree with handmade ornaments, hosting a feast for misfits. No invitations went next door, but a package arrived anonymously, old family photos. Alex tucked them away, a seed of reflection planted. Through it all, Alex's career soared. He led a project redesigning a community center into an inclusive space, incorporating elements from his home. Accolades followed, but fulfillment came from impact. "This is legacy," he told Jordan. As the year turned, subtle shifts occurred. Harold waved once from his truck. Evelyn smiled at the market. Alex didn't reciprocate, but the gestures softened the edges of his pain. He realized healing wasn't about them, it was internal, a journey of self-love. Their story, shared online by Jordan's art blog, went viral. Messages poured in. "You gave me courage. It underscored the human value of visibility, turning personal strife into communal hope. Spring arrived with a burst of life, flowers blooming as if mirroring Alex's evolving spirit. The garden they planted thrived, tomatoes ripening under Jordan's care, a metaphor for nurturing what matters. Mornings began with coffee on the deck, overlooking the fields where Alex once played as a child. The proximity to his past no longer stung as sharply. It had become a backdrop to his triumph. Professionally, Alex faced a pivotal moment. Green Horizons offered him a partnership, recognizing his innovative designs. "Your work has soul," Dr. Ramirez said. Accepting meant stability, but also roots in Nebraska place laced with memories. Jordan, thriving with online commissions, supported whatever path Alex chose. "As long as we're together," he said, sealing it with a kiss. But Kismet intervened. A letter from a national architecture firm in Seattle arrived, headhunting Alex for a lead role in urban renewal projects. The opportunity dazzled, bigger impact, coastal life. Yet, it meant leaving Willow Creek and the house that symbolized his defiance. "This place is us," Jordan pondered. But growth sometimes means moving on. Debates ensued, weighing heart against ambition. Amid this, community drama unfolded. The town council proposed a pride event, small but groundbreaking. Alex was asked to speak. Hesitant at first, he agreed, seeing it as closure. Preparations buzzed, banners strung, booths set up in the park. Jordan designed the logo, a rainbow intertwined with corn stalks. The event day dawned bright. Crowds gathered, a mix of supporters and skeptics. Alex took the stage, voice steady. "I was kicked out for loving who I love, but I built back stronger." Applause erupted, including from unexpected faces. In the audience, he spotted his parents, Harold Stoic, Evelyn Thierry. Their presence jolted him, but he continued, emphasizing acceptance's power. Afterward, Evelyn approached. "We're proud," she whispered. Alex froze, emotions clashing. Proud now. After everything. He walked away, Jordan by his side. The encounter reopened wounds, sparking intense reflection. "Maybe they're changing," Jordan suggested later. Alex shook his head. "Too late for us." The Seattle offer loomed. They visited, enchanted by the vibrant queer scene. Misty Mountains. "This could be our fresh start," Alex admitted. Returning, they listed the house, a decision heavy with symbolism. Buyers toured, but one stood out, a young gay couple, fleeing their own rejection. "Your story inspired us," they said. Selling to them felt poetic. Passing the torch. Packing Unearthed Treasures, Jordan's first sketch of Alex. Notes from their early days. Nostalgia mingled with excitement. But farewell wasn't easy. On their last night, Alex stood at the property line, whispering unspoken words to the wind. No response came, but peace settled. They drove west, the Midwest fading in the rearview. Seattle welcomed them with open arms, an apartment overlooking Puget Sound, new friends and bustling cafes. Alex thrived at work, designing spaces that fostered community. Jordan's art gallery debut sold out, pieces chronicling their journey. Back in Willow Creek, the new owners flourished, continuing the legacy. Rumors reached Alex. His parents attended the next Pride event. Small steps toward change. He felt a quiet satisfaction, not forgiveness, but acknowledgement of growth beyond his pain. Years passed in a whirlwind. Alex and Jordan married on a rainy Seattle day. Vows exchanged amid loved ones. Through rejection and rebirth, You're my home, Alex said. Their union celebrated resilience, a testament to love's endurance. Parenthood followed, adopting twin boys, Eli and Noah, filling their home with chaos and joy. Teaching them empathy, Alex shared sanitized versions of his story. Family is who loves you unconditionally. The boys grew, embodying the values Alex once fought for. Occasional trips east brought closure. Driving through Willow Creek, Alex saw his old house thriving, his parents aging gracefully. No contact, but a nod to the past. In reflection, Alex penned a memoir, Beside the Silence, detailing his odyssey. It became a beacon for others, highlighting human capacity for reinvention. Pain shapes us, he wrote, but love defines us. Jordan's art complemented it, exhibitions touring nationwide. Together, they advocated, speaking at conferences, inspiring change. The story's essence lay in its humanity, rejection's sting, romance's salve, defiance's power. Alex's vow held, but life bloomed beyond it. In never speaking, he spoke volumes about boundaries, self-worth, and the families we build. Time wove its tapestry, turning seasons into decades. Alex and Jordan's Seattle life pulsed with vibrancy, the city's tech boom mirroring their professional ascents. Alex led groundbreaking projects, affordable housing with green tech, transforming blighted areas into thriving hubs. His designs earned awards, but fulfillment came from residents' stories, families finding safety, much like he had. Jordan's career soared. His studio overlooked the bay, where he created immersive installations blending digital art with queer narratives. Galleries worldwide showcased his work, each piece a love letter to their journey. You inspire every stroke, he told Alex often, their partnership a wellspring of creativity. The twins, now teenagers, brought daily adventures. Eli, artistic like Jordan, sketched fantastical worlds. Noah, analytical like Alex, dreamed of engineering. Family dinners buzzed with debates, laughter echoing off walls adorned with memories. Alex marveled at the contrast to his youth, no conditions on love, only encouragement. Yet, echoes of the past resurfaced. A call from Maria, now retired, shared news. Willow Creek's Pride Festival had grown, honoring Alex as a pioneer. Come back, she urged. Hesitant, Alex discussed with Jordan. It could heal old wounds, Jordan said. The family voted. Curiosity won. Returning felt surreal. The town had evolved, cafes with rainbow flags. A community center Alex helped design years ago, now bustling. Their old house stood proud, the new owners welcoming them like kin. You paved the way, they said. The festival was electric, parades, speeches, music under strung lights. Alex spoke again, this time with his family beside him. From outcast to architect of my fate, that's the power of perseverance. Cheers rose. In the crowd, aged faces, Harold and Evelyn, frail but present. Post-event, they approached. Harold, voice gravelly, extended a hand. Son, we're sorry. Evelyn nodded, tears flowing. Time had softened them grandchildren's absence a regret. Alex paused, heart a storm. Years of silence weighed heavy. I appreciate that, he said measuredly. But some bridges stay burned. No embrace, but a nod of understanding. As they walked away, a weight lifted, not forgiveness, but release. Back home, the encounter sparked family talks. Why not reconcile? Eli asked. Alex explained, healing isn't always reunion. It's peace within. The boys nodded, grasping the nuance of human complexity. Life continued its flow. Alex mentored young architects, emphasizing empathy in design. Jordan collaborated on public art, murals depicting diverse love stories. Their influence rippled, fostering inclusivity nationwide. A health scare tested them. Jordan's bout with illness, a reminder of fragility. Through treatments, Alex's steadfast support mirrored Jordan's past devotion. Recovery strengthened their bond, gratitude deepening. The twins graduated, pursuing passions, Eli to art school, Noah to MIT. Empty Nest brought adventurous travels to Europe, where they revisited youthful dreams. In Paris, under the Eiffel Tower, they renewed vows, celebrating enduring love. News from Willow Creek arrived sporadically. Harold passed peacefully. Evelyn moved to assisted living. Alex sent flowers anonymously, a quiet gesture. Her thank you note read, "I see your light now." It closed a chapter, affirming personal growth over forced amends. Alex's memoir sequel explored legacy, inspiring a documentary. Interviews revealed untold depths, the internal battles, romance's salve. Viewers connected, sharing stories of similar paths. In twilight years, they retired to a coastal cabin, gardens blooming like their love. Grandchildren visited Eli's adopted daughter, Noah's son, filling days with joy. Alex reflected on the vow. It protected me until I didn't need it. The story's core remained, kicked out. He built not just a house, but a life of meaning. Beside rejection, he chose silence. Yet his voice echoed in acts of humanity, love, resilience, change. As the sun set on their lives, Alex and Jordan sat on the cabin porch, hands intertwined, watching waves crash. Decades had etched lines on their faces, but eyes sparkled with shared history. "We did good," Jordan whispered. Alex nodded, heart full. Their legacy endured. Foundations bore Alex's name, aiding LGBTQ+ youth. Jordan's art museums preserved narratives of triumph. The twins carried the torch, Eli curating exhibits, Noah innovating sustainable tech. Willow Creek transformed an inclusive haven, its history including Alex's stand. Annual awards honored boundary pushers, his story foundational. In final days, surrounded by family, Alex passed peacefully, Jordan following soon after. Obituaries celebrated their love, impact profound. The house beside stood as monument, now a museum of resilience. Visitors learned, from rejection blooms strength. Silence speaks. Humanity prevails in chosen bonds. Their tale inspired generations, a dramatic saga of loss, love, defiance, concluding in meaningful legacy. Home is heart-built, enduring beyond words.